test. Test now. Test. Test. Test, test. I hope it works now. I don't know. I restarted my laptop. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Yeah, I'm still live. No, it's good. It's good. Guys, we are here. I don't know what happened, bro. Sometimes technology be failing. But we good now. We good. Thank you for the patience, guys. I know it's took a little bit longer, but we here. We good. Charts are looking good as well as of right now. Very, very interesting. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do hope that everybody had a great weekend. I did for sure ski. I spent my weekend with my girl. We went to a Christmas market here in my city, so it was very, very cozy, very nice. But yeah, let's start with sharing my screen here, guys, because I know why you guys are here. You already know. Let's share this up. Let me know if you guys can see my screen here. Let me remove this one's got it validated. So there you go, like that. Yeah, tech happens for sure. But how is everybody? What's up, Eduardo, Sam, Yusuf, Patrick, Jose, all these amazing people. Shake, what's up? Andre, can you adjust it so my face is shown in the cam? Like my face cam is shown? Because right now it's not showing. All right, guys. So let's see. Let's start on the higher time frames. Actually, I'm gold. Let's look. Let's look. So, was a long weekend. Long weekends are good. They're good, man. That's longer of a rest, you know. All right, so on the weekly, guys, we close in a strong bullish engulfing candle after a doji, right? So that indicates that the buyers did take over, and it does seem like we want to continue pushing higher, right? So weekly close bullish. Overall, if we're looking at the bullish at the weekly time frame, obviously we are overall bullish here as well. Um, let me just 1 second, guys. All right. So let's continue on the daily time frame here. Now, the daily time frame also closed bullish on Friday above this previous high over here. In terms also creating a new higher low point here and a new higher high. So if it maintains now above this, what's this number? 4200s, if it can maintain above this area, I will still kind of be bullish biased. If we do close back below the range, then this could be a form of a fake out and a double top. And then I see price coming all the way back down into the 4000s or 4025s, somewhere along these lines. But like I said, if we maintain above the range, then I'm still bullish. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame here. So looking at the forward time frame, we did have a breakout leg over here. So this is the breakout leg, and we're currently in the pullback phase. So it's a pullback leg. Now, the pullback leg, that's like the interesting about this. The pullback leg can go anywhere, like between the ranges, either only to here and then continue higher, or pull all the way back into here or into here. Now, what's important is that as long as it doesn't break this low here on the forward time frame, right? If it, for example, does a double bottom and then breaks back up, the overall trend on the 4-hour time frame would still be considered a bullish trend. Now, it's the difference when we start breaking these lows and also breaking this low over here on the 4-hour time frame, where then we could say, okay, we are now breaking structure to the downside. So now we could see that, you know, that bearish market structure shift for price to continue lower also on the daily time frame. So as long as that doesn't really happen, the 4 hour time frame will still be considered a bullish trend overall, but that doesn't mean that we cannot take advantage of sells here. So let's go lower to the low time frames, to the 1 hour time frame now. All right, so on the 1 hour time frame, we failed to close above the 4060s. We came up top, tapped into the 4 hour range here, rejected this, created a double top here. Where's my, so we have a top number one, we have top number two, we have a double top, we have this M formation forming right now. So what's going to be very interesting is to see if this next 1 hour candle in 43 minutes can close below this 1 hour support range here. So I want to see 1 hour close below the range. And then I want to wait for some type of a pullback into this range or into this range for me to short down into 42.13. That would be very interesting. Now that I'm only seeing short term, because long term, 4 hour is bullish, daily is bullish, and weekly is bullish. So the higher probability will still be with buys. But for today's session, short term, we could possibly see a sell back down into the 42.13s or 42.10. Now, the moment we hit this range, if I don't get a nice sell entry down into this range, then I will be waiting for price to reach this area and see how it will like to react. Because based off this buy of this daily zone, I believe that there could be very high probability buys, and then the buy is not only into this or this area, but all the way up into this or an all-time highs. So that's basically going to be the bigger move, right? If you want to be patient, you wait for the bigger move down here for potential in high and long-term buys. Or if you're feeling a little bit more aggressive, you could be looking to short from this point down into this point and then just take your quick profit and then just, call it from there. But I do still kind of see, as long as we hold above this range, the potential of breaking back up, breaking structure here on the 5 minute time frame and then longing this. So that'll also be a great opportunity to buy here. More like I said, I'm more tempted to buying either it's gonna be, let me draw this out. So it's either gonna be a break of the high here on the 5 minute time frame. Let me also draw this out, because this will also be considered a break of structure to the upside or a double bottom, however you want to call this. That will be the first one I'll be interested, and then the second one will be a bounce down here, and then some type of a break of structure on the 5 minute or 3 minute here as well to the upside for me to be more confident in taking longs here, up into this high or maybe even all the way up into this high. Now, if none of these happen, right, if price just absolutely melts down, then I will be waiting for a break and retest below this range. But I do kind of want to see at least like a 30-minute or a 1 hour candle to really close below the support, because what can happen a lot of times is it just comes back like down, closes back above the range, takes out the sellers, takes out the buyers, and then just skyrockets back up. So that's why I want to stay patient here. Do you think it will retest 44,000s? 44,000s. Like all-time highs, I do believe that it can reach the all-time highs. It's probably going to reach this week if we don't close bearish on the daily time frame. 4,500 in December. Yeah, we gotta wait and see. Uh, Evan, today I can't hear you because both of my ears are closed. Damn, bro. What? You sick? I hope you get well soon, bro. Good analysis. Appreciate you guys. I got that pin bar sell, 300 pips, bro. That's amazing. You got it up here? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, guys. So today, actually, we're switching up things a little bit. So I will be hosting one giveaway right now. So I'm gonna give away one 10K account right now because I want to reward everybody that's already in the stream and not the people that join in the last 10 minutes because they think that, they're gonna win that way. So let me just set this up here real quick, like an intermediate intervention for a giveaway. So in order to enter, guys, leave a like on the stream right now and then also comment #early. #early in the comment section right now, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. #early. Leave a like on the stream and you got a chance to win one 10K right now. Yeah, I do only trade gold. I do only trade gold right now. Bro, my keyboard is like not working, bro. You know what? Let's do two. Let's do two 10K challenges right now. Why not? Two for the top 20. And also because you guys were very patient with me due to the technical issues. So I got to rewire you guys. You already know. So comment hashtag early, leave a like on the stream, and you will be entered. Let's do two winners. All right, we're good to go. All right, guys. So I hope everybody got a chance to enter here on this on the giveaway. I'm giving away two 10K challenges right now. Hashtag early. And let's see. Let's start this out. Let's confirm. How no comments match? What are you talking about? What? Wait. Bro, the technic part today. What is going on? Just give me a second here, guys. What is this? Copy this. Put this in here. Start this. Yes. Two, three. Damn, bro, today is a weird ass day, not gonna lie. It's a little bit weird with the stream today, bro. What is this? It says no comments match. How is there no comments matching? Bro. What is going on? Am I in the wrong? But I took the right link, bro. What am I doing, bro? Sorry, guys. You know what? I think I gotta do it like previously with the comment selection. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna pick two random guys. I'm sorry, but it's like letting me down right now. All right. So who was there since the beginning? Let's see. Let's see. Do a spin? Yeah, bro, I'm trying to do a spin. It's not letting me. It's really not letting me because it's like I think due to the technical issue on YouTube, I got like the wrong link. And I can't find the actual link off the stream right now, which is weird. It's showing me that there are no comments, although there are comments. All right, I'll just do a random, guys. I'm gonna be scrolling on my phone and just go up and down and then pick two. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so the first one is Shaikh Usman. Congratulations, got 110K challenge. Make sure to contact us on Discord on support. Congrats, bro. And now the second person is Sid Sidm and HN. Congratulations. Let's go, guys. I'm sorry. I'll try to make it work next time. But yeah, those are the winners. First one is Sidem HN, and then the second one is, who was it? Already forgot. Shaikh Usman. Congratulations, guys. The last winner will be announced in like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes maybe. All right, then let's go back to the charts. Let's go back to the charts because that's what we're here for, man. Today's such a chaotic stream. I'm so sorry. All right, we back in the correct. Let's check out the comments. All right, guys. So listen, if you have any questions, you can feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm gonna try to go over the questions here. They can be regarding trading, strategy, psychology, whatever it is. Who won today? Shaik. Yeah. If you can't hear me, bro, I'm sorry. But not you, Calm Knight. This time you didn't. I see you guys. I see you guys. Type it. You want me to type it? Okay. So DMHM and all right. I just typed the winners. XLUSD trading strategy I follow. All right, bet. So I trade support and resistance and price action, right? So I like to check out the high time frame trends and then mark out the zones where price has reacted previously and then wait for price to get there and see how it would like to react again. So for example, based off this right now, we see a nice head and shoulder pattern. So we see left shoulder, we see a head, and we see the right shoulder, and we see immediately a big ass dump to the downside. So based on that, I could say that this area down here, like the 4210s, is a area of interest, and also up here, the what's that? The 42, 37, 39-ish, right? So based off that, I can say that if price gets to this area, price can react in some way. And every time when price is above my area of interest, I am anticipating buying volume. And every time when it's below, like here, I am anticipating selling volume. So as of right now, we got price approaching this area of interest based off previous price action. So once price gets to the 4210s, it's like somewhere between the 42,000s flat and 4210s, I want to see how price will like to react in that area. And obviously, based off the overall trend on a high time frame, such as the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour time frame, we're still bullish. So I am anticipating buying momentum up here. Now, if you can see at the same time, there's also and my 50 EMA, which would kind of scoop price as well, and like also serve as a mobile, like a mobile support area. So that's already, the trend is in the favor, right? It will be bullish. It is at a major support and resistance area. It is at a key level, which is the 42,000s, and it will be above the 50 EMA. So now I got four strong confirmations for me to be possibly looking too long. Now, what else would I need? I would need a breakout structure on the 5-minute time frame, and I would need an entry signal on the 5-minute time frame, such as a bullish engulfing or rejecting candle. Now, with that, I would have 6 confluences. I will be very, very confident in taking these longs. Thus, I will put in a little bit more risk behind it, and then I will have a bigger R multiple and a bigger profit margin. When price gets rejected on 4-hour time frame, what should we do next? So that ultimately comes up to you guys, because everybody has a different strategy, right? But let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. So it's either going to come down here in the next 30 minutes and close above the range. If it does, then you want to wait for a breakout structure on the lower time frames to confirm that we could go back up, right? If it doesn't and it just starts melting back down and breaking structure to the downside and downside, then that we should probably be switching our bias to sells now because we're back below the support. If it closes somewhere in this range, I will not be interested in taking any trades in the middle of the range. I would like to wait for price to either close above this range on the 1 hour time frame So I'm only interested in taking a trade here, possibly here, but like not really, and here. Like these two area, the 4 hour and the daily range are my major zones of interest where I want to take a trade, and it's either gonna be possibly a break and retest above this range, or it's gonna be a bounce above like on this range. When do I stop trading for the year? Around mid-December. Around mid-December, and then I'm done. Because like starting at like the 21st, the 24th, or the 23rd, even at like the 20, yeah, between the 21st and the 23rd, the market just dies down. And then after holidays, there's still like a little bit of volume, but then we have New Year. So on New Year, it dies back down. So overall, you can expect some weird choppy price action starting next week or starting in 2 weeks. So I will still be trading for 2 weeks. But after that, I'm probably going to stay away because it's going to be a little bit more choppy up until New Year or next year. And then next year, the first week after New Year is also still a little bit choppy. And then starting the second week of January, that's when I'm going to see great volume come back into the market. So I'm really hyped for that. Because typically right now, the market condition is awful overall for trading right now. So the best time to trade, you probably already noticed it, but it's in autumn. So autumn will be, what's that? It's like from August to October. August to October is like the best months to trade. And actually, this year, August, I had my best month in trading overall. And that's when you can actually see that the price action is the best. Where it's a little bit more difficult is summer, right? The summer months, everybody's on vacation, so it's still a little slow as well. But the spring time is also great. So around the mid or end of January, that's also a great time to be trading. Ukraine Russia war is going to end. Still, gold is bullish. Why? Well, gold is overall bullish because gold is like a safe haven for all the investors. So when everything in the world is very uncertain, one thing is certain, and that is that gold will keep rising over time, right? Because since gold exists, since gold was discovered, it has been rising and rising and rising. So that is one of the highest safe havens for investors. So when there's war going on, when there's uncertainty in the economy in the US, right? Then all the investors will take their money out of the banks and put it into gold because gold is a safe haven. So that's why gold will keep rising in value because investors keep putting money into gold. So that's why gold is also great for long-term investments. I guess it'll stay biased whole December. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Is it possible this time too gold stays bullish till 4,500? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do believe we will continue bullish. Like for me, that's not really a if it will happen or if we will now see the big ass dump to the downside. Like long term, it will continue rising. But the question is, are we day trading or are we investing or are we swing trading? If you're a swing trader, bro, you could get in right now. Like no questions asked. You can get in now. You got a big ass account. You got a big ass stop loss down here. You got a big ass target. Like at least a 2R, right? And then you just hold it, bro, because you're swinging. That's fine. But you have to have a big enough of an account to swing and a good amount of risk for this trade to make sense for you to take, right? Because long term, like I said, long term we will continue. But if we are day traders now, let's go down into the low time frames. Well, now everything looks a little bit more different because if we're day traders, we could definitely buy here, right? But then our stop loss will have to be more tight because we're looking to get in and get out in a day, right? So now we could have the same risk like a swing trader, but we will get stopped out here. We get back in, price comes down, stops us back out. So now we're already down way more than a swing trader that is just holding. So as a day trader, You got to make sure you have the perfect entry. It's not always going to be perfect, but you got to make sure you have some type of a sniper entry that when you get in, price actually goes in your favor, and you're not that much in drawdown, and then you just take the ride up, you know? Yeah, actually, US facing some issues in their economy. That's why it buys. Exactly. I'm personally a day trader. I'm a day trader. I get in and get out in the same day. I don't like holding trades over the weekend or longer than the day because when I used to do that, bro, I would sleep so bad. I would sleep so bad if I'm in a trade while I'm sleeping. So, in order to avoid and have a good night's sleep, I decided that I'm just going to be trading in my trading session, which is from 3:30 all the way up to 5:30 p.m. So, I have another hour to go to look for setups. After that, I'm done. And I either get trades or I don't get trades for the day, and whatever it ends up being, it's what it's going to be. No, I don't do mentorships anymore. I used to. I don't have the time right now. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. Because I used to teach a lot, but in terms, I would how do I say it? Yeah, I would dedicate a lot of time and a lot of energy to all of my students, only for like, percentage wise, there's a lot of people starting with trading, and then there's a lot of people jumping off because it doesn't work in the first month, so they get demotivated. So I invested a lot of time in people that didn't take trading seriously, and for me, at the end of the day, it was a waste of time. It's not even like I don't care about the money, but if it's like a waste of my time, I don't like wasting my time. So that's why I stopped doing like mentorships. No, I'm a day trader, guys. Can I win today? No, Calm Night. You can't even hear me. How are you supposed to win, bro? But yeah, let's look at this here. Let's look. So right now we are rejecting this downside. We kind of created a double bottom, but as long as we don't break the highs back on the five, it's not a confirmed double bottom yet, or like a break of structure yet. But we're seeing some type of rejections down here, so that's interesting. I do want to see price close back above the range. I want to see close above this range, come back down, hold, and then break out. That would be phenomenal for me. That would be beautiful. Hey Evan, I was at the World of Trading, won the 200K challenge and passed it today. Greetings. Yeah, let's go, bro. Congratulations, man. I love to hear that. Bro, that's amazing. You're about to get a big ass payout, I hope. Let's go, bro. Y'all spam some W's for Chaser. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, what's up, Luis? Jose, yeah, I'm waiting for a setup right now. We staying patient here, guys. Patience pays. The 15 did reject beautifully already. I do like this candle a lot, but I do want to see it close back above the range, because if it doesn't close back above, it can still reverse back down, man. Will be your first payout, bro. That would be crazy. I wish you a lot of luck, bro. Don't go crazy on the risk. Take it easy. And if you're already up, literally, listen, bro. If you're even up 1%, that's $2,000. If you're up 1%, pay yourself. Pay yourself. And before you take any trades in your real funds account, make sure you wait for that A plus setup. For that very, very high probability trade, make sure you wait for that one. And then once you're up, like don't close immediately if you're up 1%, but just move your stops to break even, obviously. But if that thing goes like 2-3% and you close that, pay yourself. Pay yourself, bro. What's up, body man? So welcome to the stream, guys. If you book a loss, do you increase your lot size or same? So I have the possibility to take 2 trades a day, maximum 3, but typically it's 2 trades, right? So if my first trade is a loss, I would still be looking for a second opportunity to get in on a trade with the same risk. Because if my strategy, like if my strategy will be based off decreasing my risk or increasing my risk after a loss, that's where inconsistency comes into my strategy. because now I'm messing with the variables. So just because my first trade was a loss and I lost 1% doesn't mean that on the second trade I have to be risking 2%, because now if I lose that as well, I'm already down 3% instead of the calculated 2% per day. Also, if I decrease my risk and enter on a second trade with a zero point 0.5 and I end up winning that trade, I'm making less than if I would have gotten it with a 1%, right? So it's important to have like a consistent risk amount and then just stick with that. It's a difference though if you're like, for example, if you're in a losing streak, I would definitely recommend to decrease your risk, because obviously you will not feel confident in the market anymore, and the trades you're going to be taking are based out of non-confidence, so that typically leads to you losing way more. So why should you increase your risk although you're losing right now, right? So decrease your risk, get back your confidence in your strategy and in the market, and then start increasing your risk to the normal size again. Now, same thing, if you are in a winning streak, you're doing perfect, right? You're doing great, you're feeling confident, then you can feel free to risk a little bit more behind that trade, because you are in a confident state of mind. You're in a flow state right now. So you should take advantage of you being in that zone. And then you can also risk a little bit more. I hope that kind of makes sense. So difficult to stop myself sometimes. I think of go full margin after a loss. Yeah, bro. I mean, that's just you not being willing to accept the loss. But that's part of the process. You do got to reflect though. Why are you thinking that way? Why are you reacting in that way? And how can you avoid feeling like that? And typically, the reason you are reacting that way is a deeper emotional anchor that is, keeping you like breaking your rules and over trading. I'm struggling. I want to trade full time and leave my job. Okay, Yusuf, look, I can recommend you something. Firstly, do not leave your job. Do not leave your job yet. Use your job as a way to generate enough money that you can reuse to reinvest into trading. Now, when I'm talking to invest in trading, depending on how long you've been trading, I don't know, use it to invest into your knowledge. It's either going to be a course, it's going to be books, whatever it is, invest in your knowledge first. Secondly, if you're already past that stage, use the money to invest into a small challenge account, because when you're trading, for example, a 10K challenge, a 5K challenge, you're going to get to know a few rules, you're going to get to know yourself a little bit better. So use that to learn, only to learn. You're not trying to pass a 10K challenge to make a living out of it, because best believe you're not going to make that with a 10K challenge. But you will use that 10K challenge for experience. You need to gather like the most experience possible, okay? Now, thirdly, use the money to reinvest into a own, firstly to bigger challenge accounts, but then also into an own funds account. Okay. So, like I said, you need money, and the money is not going to come out of nowhere. In order to trade profitably, you need money, because in trading, money makes more money. So, if you would quit your job today, how do you expect to make money if you don't have money, bro? So, stick with that. Maybe even look for a mini job, right? Get as much cash flow as you can, bro. That's my recommendation. Get as much cash flow as you can, and then when you feel confident, your trading performance will be confident as well, because now you're not depending on every single loss you take. You're not depending on every single win you take. Because even if you lose $100 today, you'd be like, okay, it's fine. I still got 10K on my account, right? Or I still got 5K, or I still got 1K. So it's fine. If you make 200, 300, you'd be like, cool, that's nice. I'm going to try to scale this now, because you're not dependent on the money. I hope that kind of makes sense. But yeah, bruh, I love it. I love these talks. And then also another thing that I can recommend everybody in the chat right now, guys, start a business. I don't know how to say it more clearly. Start a business. There's a million opportunities nowadays to create and start a business. You don't have to be a genius in anything. Like, you can redirect a lot of work. You just have to have a good idea. You have to have something that works, something that gives somebody something, right? If you give value, that's a way to monetize. If you give a solution to a problem, guys, give me a business idea. All I'm saying is AI. That's all I'm saying, bro. The rest you got to do your research. But with AI, you can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things, and AI right now is still very fresh. So there's still a lot of open opportunities in the AI range. Where you could create something, invent something, a platform, a software, whatever it is, an app, right? That will give value to people, and you can scale that. Like, and now that money that comes in passively, bro, you use that money to trade, right? And that's literally, guys, that's how everybody, like all of these famous traders, TJR, Lambo Raul, FX Alex G, all of these big trader guys, they all have multiple businesses. That's why they can take trades where they risk 100K to make 300K, 500K, right? That's why they can, because they don't depend on that money. They can lose it and they'd be like, damn, a losing day. Well, we'll come back tomorrow. Why? Because their monthly income that they generate is over $1 million. So obviously they don't care if they lose 100K. But those other $1 million, they don't come from trading. They come from other business ventures. How do you think guys do that? And now, like I said, if you have another stream of income beside trading, now you're only using trading to leverage as a tool, bro. You'll be a genius in trading now, because you absolutely don't depend on your loss or on your win. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I'm not gatekeeping, guys. I want the best for everybody here in the chat. But right now, I'm not funded at all. I'm not funded at all, guys. I'm trading my own. But as a beginner trader, or not even like that, like even if I had the time right now to pass challenges, which I don't really have, I would definitely recommend to go with funded as well, because then like funded is like it can help you skyrocket very quick. If you scale your funded accounts and you scale your payouts, bro, it's like an unlimited money glitch, literally. But you just gotta know how to do it. You gotta have a good strategy. You gotta have good risk management in place, and then just go from there. Of course, Yusuf, I got you guys. You already know I got you. Because I could be here sitting and lying about it and say like, yeah, only trade, yeah, quit your job and then just trust yourself and you'll see where you'll end up. But that doesn't work. Like in the rarest cases, does somebody quit his job and then suddenly becomes like a super profitable trader? That's like very rare. You do gotta have like something, right? Something to show, something to have your trust based on. You think I'm lying? What am I lying about? Thank you for giving your precious time. Appreciate you, Abdullah. Of course, I got you guys. Yeah, what would I be lying? Like lying about what? That's crazy. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm not even a good liar. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a good liar, guys. I suck at lying. You would notice if I'm lying. How big a funded account have I traded before? Bro, in total, I was up like at 800K. I was up like 800K on funded. During that weird wave where a lot of like funded accounts and funding prop firms disappeared, I lost a lot, so I was a little bit demotivated. So that's when I started to be more interested in scaling my own capital. And since then, right, I like to take some challenges now and then. It's not like that, but I'm mainly really focused on my own capital right now. But I believe that the best you can do is to combine both and then use both at the same time. But the overall main goal should kind of be to scale your own account as well. Because I cannot say it on stream. Yeah, let's smash a like button for that value, guys. Smash a like. Trading from the place of need will ruin you. Absolutely agree, Ivailo. Absolutely agree. If you're trading out of scarcity, you will not make it as a trader. You got to trade out of, I don't know, out of confidence, out of discipline, out of not being out of not relying on the results. That's the state you got to get to in trading. And that's where most of people fail, because obviously we all start with trading because we want to make money, right? Why else would somebody start with trading? They're not just staring at the charts years and years to just be looking at the charts, right? How much payout on a 100K account is good? Bro, whatever payout you get is good. Trust. Whatever payout you get is good. Even if it's $500, it's good, bro. Why? Because you made those $500 out of thin air, right? You just click buy or click sell. You made a good buck. That's good. You got 1K. That's good. You got $100, bro. That's good. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you don't gotta idolize money and the amounts of money. Even $10 is good because you made it out of thin air. $10 is two coffees, bro. I don't know if you like drinking coffee, but when you're trading, a lot of people start to lose or fail to see the value behind the money just because it's numbers on the screen. But if I tell you right now, bro, you have $500 payout, and you click on payout, and firstly it's just numbers, right? You're like, yeah, okay, $500, whatever. But those $500, they come into your account, and now suddenly it's like, wow, it's $500 on my account. That's crazy. I can pay rent with this. I can go eat out with this, right? So suddenly money gets back the value it has. So that's why I'm telling you guys, like, profit is profit. Make sure you pay yourself out. If you have your own trading accounts, right, and you're flipping $100 to 1,000, pay out those $900. Try it again with another 100, right? Pay yourself, guys, because the moment you start paying yourself, you will realize that what you're doing is actually legit. What you're doing is actually real. And as long as you don't pay yourself, it's just numbers on the screen, and you'll be stuck in that phase of trading numbers on the screen forever, right? So that kind of makes sense. Mm. As a beginner trader, what should be focus? Should be focused on RR, or should we focus on win rate? So that's a great question. I believe that a balance between both is perfect. So let me see if I can find a good graph to that to explain it better. Okay, just give me a second here. Damn, my keyboard is messing around. All right, let me see if I can find a good image. Yes. Can I make this big? All right. Just give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, I agree. Single payout can be a huge stepping stone, one trading journey, 100%. All right, guys. So, can you guys see my screen here? I don't know. Great. We have the question of restore ratio and win rate, right? So, for me personally, I'll speak from my experience. My win rate tends to be somewhere between 50 and 60%. Now, my average restore ratio is between a 1 to 2, right? So, a 1 to 2 here, or a 1 to 3 sometimes. So, with looking at this graph here, I'm clearly in the green area. So although I'm only targeting a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 3, although my win rate is 50% or 60%, somewhere in here, I'm still in a profit range. So you have to ask yourself, as a beginner trader, if you're looking for a 1-to-1 only, like a scalping, get in and get out real quick, you have to have at least a 60% win rate. So out of 100 trades, you have to be winning 60. Out of 10 trades, you have to be winning 6, right? So how can you guarantee that? You got to backtest a strategy. You got to see if that works. If the win rate is under 60, you'll be break even, and if it's worse than 50, then you're in a loss. So what can you do now? Instead of trying to increase your win rate, how about you try to increase your risk ratio to a 1 to 2? Now you only need to win 4 out of 10 trades, and you're already in profit. So that's basically just math, right? So okay, on average, maybe you could look for 1 to 3. Who knows? Bro, you'd only need to win three out of 10 trades, and you're profitable. You're profitable, you know? So that's when you're gonna be like, damn, so 3 out of 10 trades. So you're basically a loser because you're losing a lot. But if your average risk ratio is a 1 to 3, you're still profitable, bro. So what I recommend everybody, look, try to look for the median. A 1 to 2 is optimal. A 1 to 2, you only need 4 out of 10 trades to hit, and you're already profitable, bro. And now, what I also mean is, like, think long term. Just because you lost this trade and then lose the next one, maybe even the next one, don't get demotivated, because if we're taking it based off the 10 trades and you lose the first 6, if you win the last 4, you still end up in green. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. That this table is amazing, but this really shows the probabilities in trading overall. So you got to make sure that you define what you're looking for in terms of risk to reward, and then try to stick with that. At least a 2 to 1, bro. A 2 to 1 is easy. It's very, very, very doable in terms of trading here, especially in day trading. I'm struggling with closing the losing trade. Yeah, definitely put a stop loss, bro. Stop loss all the way. Let me reshare the screen here. So what a stop loss is gonna allow you to is obviously minimize your loss, and also you gotta put a stop loss before you get in on a trade, because the moment you are like, before taking a trade, your mind is in a very clear state of mind, right? Any decision you make before being in a trade is a logical decision. So before entering on a trade, you already need to know where you will get out and where you will get in, right? And also where you will get out in profit wise. So where your TP is, you got to set a TP before getting in. You got to set a stop loss before you're getting in. And now let's say, for an example, I will get in here. I wouldn't get in here, but let's say as an example, my stop loss is down here, right below the low. And then my target is like, where will my target be? Well, the first one will be around here, which will be a 1 to 1 R multiple. Then the second one will be around here, which will be a 2R multiple. And the third one will be up here for the day, right? So that's a 2.7R multiple. Now, that decision I've made before taking the trade, because now I can calculate, okay, I'm risking 116 points in order to make 323 points. So it's roughly 1 to 3. So you got to calculate your risk based on your account size, and then just take the trade. And now, if this stops you out, well, guess what? It's just 1% of your account, for example. It's part of the game. You will come back tomorrow or following the day, right? And see if you get another setup. Now, let's say you get stopped out on this one, but you minimize your loss because you had a stop loss. So you only lost 1%. So you get back in here, risk another 1%, target this equal highs up here. Now, firstly, not only did your risk to ratio become greater to 1 to 5, but this time, how about the trade then really goes in your favor, right? And you end up hitting TP. Here you lost 1% because you minimized your loss. Here you made 5%. So you end up 4% in profit on the day, which is amazing, right? So stop loss is not a bad thing. Stop loss is a good thing. Stop loss is great, because stop loss is the only thing that will help us to minimize our losses. If we don't have a stop loss, price just continues going down, down, down. And you're hoping that every time when price pulls back just a little bit, that will just boom, absolutely do this. But what happens is it just continues going down and down until you blow your account. So in order to avoid that, have a stop loss. Stop loss is a good thing. Stop loss is your friend. A loss is a good thing. You just gotta rewire your brain, guys. Today, NQ not looking safe. Let's look at NQ real quick. I do not trade indices though. I used to. Too volatile for me. Stopped with it. It's not looking too bad, bro. It's not looking too bad. It's actually looking pretty good for buys up until the previous highs here. It's not looking bad, bro. If it hits stop loss and go in your favor, then you can feel free to, if it's still in your session and it's still according to your strategy, you can re-enter. I also do that. What if I remove the stop loss due to fear of losing? How to control that? I mean, honestly, you look, I can't come through the screen and take off your hands off the keyboard. Take your hands off the mouse. You got to control yourself, bro. You got to control yourself to not do that. What is difficult though is, look, the worst that can happen to you is the moment you remove your stop loss, price tips into your stop loss zone and then goes in your favor and then hits TP. That is the worst that can happen to you as a trader, because now your brain is going to think that every time you remove your stop loss, it's going to reverse and hit TP. So next time you're going to remove your stop loss, but then it's not going to reverse and you're going to blow your account. So those are negative habits that result out of you breaking your rules that long term do not make you a profitable trader. Put stop loss to close the system. Stop loss TP close the system. Yeah. Which movie or book will you suggest to read or watch, which can help you to grow trading knowledge and actual market works? Trader D, one of my favorite books is do I have it here? Mm, yeah, I don't have it here right now to show, but it's Best Loser Wins. That's like the number one. Best Loser Wins. Great for psychology, great for learning to accept losses. And the second one is Trading in the Zone. No, not, yeah, Trading in the Zone, but then the Zen Trader. That's what I want to say. So the Zen Trader and Best Loser Wins are my top two favorites. Trading in the Zone is number three. So if I had to say these three, that would be the three nice psychology trading books I would recommend. If you're now looking for a book to learn about price action and market structure, I can recommend you Naked Forex. It's also a great book to learn how to read the chart without indicators and stuff like that. Just look at the price action, understand what's going on. I think that's a great foundation for every trader to learn. The Zen Trader, Best Loser Wins, and Trading in the Zone. All right, guys, I'll do one last giveaway here because I do give away 3 10K challenges. I already gave away 2, so I will be giving away another one here. Just let me think about how to do it this time. Let me think about how to do it this time. Let me see if I can set it up. Let's paste this. All right, now the comments are loading. All right, let's do it with the hashtags, guys. Hashtag ThinkCapital, all in small, to enter on the last 10K giveaway to keep it fair. Hashtag ThinkCapital, all in small and written together in the comments. And then also make sure to leave a like on the stream. Otherwise, you will not be entered in the giveaway. Also, if you already won a challenge before, please don't participate, just to increase the chances of somebody winning who has never won before. Because I do want to reward everybody, you know? So hashtag ThinkCapital, all in small. Let's get this working. Oh, bro, what's with this? Think. Spam, spam, let's go. To all everybody who has never won before. I see you, Yusuf. I'll keep you in mind. I hope you win. Yeah, I do see you guys. But this time we'll keep it fair. We'll keep it fair. All right, so let me share the screen here. All right, should we start, guys? I think we should start. Let's start. Bro, it's not really. Honestly, it's showing this again. Seriously, but it says there's participants. One. Nah, bro, the system today is not letting me, bro. No way. No way. This sucks, bro. Guys, I'm sorry. It's not letting me choose. So I'll listen to my gut. I'll give it to Yusuf because Yusuf was right. He was there since the beginning of the stream. I know there was a lot of other people as well, but we'll give it to Yusuf now, guys. Next time I will really try my best to fix this because I want to keep it fair for everybody. I don't want to include or exclude anybody. So Yusuf, Randwa, congratulations, you won the last 10K. And to all the winners, guys, make sure to write a message to our Discord support and you will get your login details. Let's get it. Now, before I head off, though, let's do another quick breakdown of gold here to what expect for the rest of the week. Today really looked awful price action, not gonna lie. We might get some little volume right now, but yeah. So what I'm looking for right now is a close above the range, basically. Nice closure above the range for it to hold above, for the EMA to also be below price. And then I will be interested in taking longs back up into this area over here. Now, if that doesn't happen, price just comes back down. Then I will wait for price to reach my 42 to 42 tens. Wait for break of structure here, too long here as well. When will I sell? I would only sell the moment price breaks, closes below, comes for a retest, and then closes like that. That's when I would be interested in sales. And also, I would like to see how price reacts in this area for a potential short-term sell buy. Not really looking for that one, but that would be the last chance here for a trade. So congratulations to all the winners, guys. Make sure to join next stream as well, guys. Next Monday, I hope to see you guys over there as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the session, man. I apologize again for the technical issues. Also for the thing with the giveaway, I will be fixing that for next week to have that working as well. Besides that, guy, also make sure to use code Cyber Monday. I think it's called Cyber Monday because today we still have 35% off on all challenges. So make sure to take advantage. And then also go to ThinkCapital on our socials on Instagram and participate in the giveaway. We are giving away a few challenges. We're giving away a lot of challenges. We're giving away 20, 50K challenges. So if you guys don't want to miss out on that, make sure to check out our Instagram and comment below to enter in the giveaway as well. All right, guys. Then take care. Have a nice day and peace out.